Yeah, look like it's magic. Make it look like it's magic. Oh, you make it look like it's magic. Yeah, you make it look like it's magic. Make it look like it's magic. My love, you make it look like it's magic. Your body look like it's magic.
About to start on my next step on my E55 AMG compressor. What I'm finna do now, I got some spoilers, a trunk spoiler and a roof spoiler. I'm finna go ahead and paint these on up. It's basically just how I painted the bumper, prepping it up, but I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna take you through the steps I'm doing it too. But this is the trunk spoiler. It's ABS plastic. And this is the roof spoiler. ABS plastic. The trunk spoiler is pre-primed. It's already primed, ready for paint. But this roof spoiler is not. So I'm gonna have to prep it up and get it ready for paint. So I'm gonna take you through the steps of doing it. So stay tuned. I got both spoilers out. I bought both of these spoilers together. I don't know why one of them came ready to paint and the other one didn't. But I'm gonna show you how you can tell if it's pre-primed ready to paint. You can really look at it most of the time. But you could get you some sandpaper, or I got a wet rag and just rub it. If it's black on it, that means it's been primed. But this one here, you can plan out. Look at this one, tell it ain't. It's just raw plastic. So we're finna get this one here prepped up and ready to paint. So stay tuned. I'm gonna show you some more. The first step is washing the raw plastic. You want to get that mold release off of it before you start sanding, because you don't want to sand and put scratches in it and the mold release get down into the scratches. But what I'm using, some TSP, trisodium cleaner, and some dish detergent. So you just get your rag and just go over the piece you're trying to clean off. Go over real good, and once you get that done, be on to the next step. Once you get through washing everything down and rinsing it off, make sure the piece dry. Then your next step is going to be sanding. You're going to want to use a gray Scotch Brite. It's ultra fine scuff sanding sponge by 3M. You don't want to use nothing like a maroon, it's too aggressive. But you could use it if you plan on wet sanding a piece. But if you're going straight to paint, you want to use a gray Scotch Brite. Let me see, can I show you what it's going to look like? I don't know if you can see them scratches, but you just really want to scuff it up to get something to paint the bun to. I got everything scuffed down, ready for the next step. I went on and made me some stands because I don't like to paint when you just laying something on a stand like this. I like for it to be lifted up so I can get paint in all the spots I needed to get it in. Plus, I don't like to hang stuff up neither. Flip it over, show you. Just got one little screw screwed in just to keep the spoiler from flipping and flopping. My next step is spraying adhesion promoter. I'm gonna go ahead and spray both of them, even though that one was already primed, ready to paint. I'm gonna go ahead and prep it up because you never know what process they did. And then right here, I'm just gonna make sure it's done right. So I'm gonna do it again. But this is what I'm gonna use, this DPX 801 plastic adhesion promoter. That's gonna be my next step. For the adhesion promoter, you want to blow the piece off and then wipe it down with some rubbing alcohol. Don't use wax and grease remover. Use some water-based rubbing alcohol. Wipe it on, wipe it off. I went with 2 light coats. It's on to the next step now. The next step will be epoxy primer. I'm gonna go with 2 coats of epoxy primer. I'm gonna be spraying it out of this SATAjet 1000 BRP. It's a great gun here. These 2 coats of epoxy primer. It's all to seal it up real good here. My next step is the 2K filler primer. I think I'm gonna put 3 coats of that on it. because it has some deep scratches from the factory on that roof spoil over there that I need to sand out. Once I wet sand it, it's the 2K filler primer right here. I'm finna get that going. This 3 coats of filler primer. My next step is wet sanding. But before I wet sand, I'm gonna spray a coat of guide coat on. I'm just gonna use some old black spray paint I had laying around. What you wanna do, you just wanna lightly mist it on. Time for the wet sanding process. What you want to do, get you a bucket of water, put some dish detergent in it, and then get you some sandpaper. You can either use 600, 500, 400 wet sandpaper. I'm gonna use 400. It's gonna make the process a lot faster than using 600. But you want to just put it in your water and let it soak for a while. Once you do that, it'll be time for the wet sanding. What you want to do, get your sandpaper, fold it in 3s, and take it up here on your piece. And you can look at the black little mist coat. What you want to do, you want to sand all that off to where it's gonna look like this here. Let me get this rag and wipe it. But once you get through sanding, you don't want to see see the little black right here? You don't want to see none of that. You want it, nothing but the gray primer. That's when you know it's smooth. I gotta go a little lower right here. I got the pieces set back up, wiped down, and ready for the base coat. I'm gonna spray these pieces over here also. The base coat I'm going with is Uricam Jet Black Base, Super Jet Black Base. I'm I'm gonna be spraying it out of my SATAjet 4400B mini jet.